When you think of professional sports, you might think of the NFL or NBA, right? But how do you build a league for a sport that most people associate with a lazy summer day on the lake? Here's how you do it. Meet SailGP, an adrenaline-fueled, high-tech competition that's being called Formula One on the water. 10 teams race these $5 million boats in 13 cities around the world. This weekend, their season comes to a wind-whipped conclusion in San Francisco with a $2 million prize on the line. Team USA invited me to jump aboard a few weeks ago before they took on the competition in New York Harbor.
Off to his left, you've got Australia.
This dramatic moment in May from a SailGP practice race in Bermuda went viral.
Oh, look at the fly ride! Oh, my goodness!
Thanks to it being covered from every possible angle. Ironically, it was an accident, not a victory, that helped add 250,000 social media followers to one of the world's newest racing leagues.
I think everyone's a little banged up, but everybody's alive.
It also made me wonder about saying yes to this assignment.
Wait, so I'm gonna have to get up from here and then make my way over there?
You better beat everyone on the other side. I've seen you on a football field, man.
Team USA's CEO, Michael Buckley, put me at ease.
This is our F-50.
This is a boat?
And this is it's more of a spaceship than a
That's
boat.
what it
but
seems like.
Yeah.
Buckley's team is one of 10 now competing in the league's 4th season. It was launched 5 years ago with a deceptively simple mission.
This league is trying to make sailing cool. You know, how do we make it more culturally relevant?
There's these new terms that we are learning here. Wings instead of sails, fly instead of float.
Yeah. And I think it goes beyond that, right? Like in sailing, there's port and starboard. You know, you go out of the streets of New York City, nobody knows what that is, right? But it's no different than right and left. So let's just say right and left, you know? Let's not make this more difficult than it is.
I want you to get your air out.
Make no mistake about it, joining the team is difficult. You have to be trained to escape if the boat capsizes.
Nice. I'm just gonna push you down a little bit further here, ready?
All right.
1, 2, 3.
The taste of Hudson water in your mouth is exactly what I wanted for today.
But building a successful league from scratch is about more than just the athletes.
This is a camera that captures the footage of the F-50s.
It's also about how you introduce them to the audience.
It can zoom in so far that you can pretty much see the reaction of the athlete's face as they're going like 50 miles per hour.
Olympic medalist sailor Lisa Darmanin is one of dozens who bring every race to a live TV and online audience.
My job as an on-water reporter is to be able to read the weather, kind of predict the future, and kind of think that the way that the sailors are going to think and set that up for the audience.
There's a lot of current out there. Lisa?
Yeah, it's a really difficult day to be a sailor.
But it makes it easier when you've got friends in high places.
You ready to go, guys?
Yeah, we're ready to rock.
355 Echo Romeo is ready to depart off of Bravo.
During last month's New York races, pilot Michael Frank and camera operator Matthew Connor showed me how they capture all this action from the air.
You know, we want to be downwind from the boats, and obviously we're flying them to where our downwash isn't going to affect their racing. You know, doing 60 mile an hour, that gets up to our limits as far as flying backwards or sideways in the helicopter, so they're kind of at our limits.
And these guys aren't used to limits.
So I hear you guys just wrapped on Mission Impossible.
Matt did, yeah.
How different is this than working on a big blockbuster movie?
When you work on the movies, you do one minute of flying for 1 hour of talking. This, you're covering the action. And if you miss it, if you make a mistake, you can't go back. So it appeals to my brain.
To make the race clear to even a novice, the raw video they capture is overlaid with an augmented reality system called Liveline.
Liveline is a complete game changer for this sport, or any sport. It makes something that is unexplainable very explainable. You can see who's in the lead, by what distance. It's like watching a football game on the water, really.
Speaking of football on the water,
Dude, we gotta get you out, get you training on the grinding machine.
Hey, don't threaten me with a good time.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Yeah.
it was finally time for me to try out a new sport.
You good to go? Let's go.
Are you bearing away here?
Go hard, guys.
Am I joining you?
Yeah, you're joining me.
I had to work for my joyride. That put me opposite of Anna Weiss, the team's grinder, which means it's her muscles that help move that massive wing.
Are we taking Nate up on the other side, across the boat?
And when you are done grinding on this side,
Following you?
you run over a net with water rushing below at 60 miles per hour and do it again over there.
Woo, I'm exhausted.
Hey, boy, Nate, how's that?
Oh, man. That was tough. Good work. Good work. I'll be better next time, I promise.
So, was this the start of a new career?
Man, I'm not going to make the team this year, but give me an extra year. 2025, I'm coming for all the top spots.
Shout out to Mike Buckley and Team USA. They were so awesome inviting me in there. It is tough.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many elements to being good at this. You have these teams from all around the world competing on the most beautiful waters that we have to offer.
Were you sore after doing all of that grinding motion the next
I was
day?
sore in the first go-around. And then she looked at me, she was like, get your butt up, we gotta go to the other side. But she's a beast, along with everybody else on that team.
It's incredible.
Man, I kind of wish I could go to San Francisco to watch the last race of the season.
Well, you actually can. I mean,
can we?
You know, we have it on CBS. But before I get that, I have to shout out the different people that are involved. Team USA, this is the new hot investment. You have big dogs like Issa Rae, you know, she's a big-time media talent. You have pro athletes like DeAndre Hopkins. You have Lindsey Vonn on the board of directors.
Wow.
So everybody's getting in early because I do believe years from now, especially decades from now, this is going to be one of the hottest leagues in the world.
Yeah, that augmented reality overlay really helps you appreciate
That's live line.
what's happening. Yeah.
And speaking of watching it, Tony, like I said, you can watch the grand final of SailGP's 4th season in San Francisco live on CBS Sports Network this Saturday and Sunday afternoons, starting at 5:30 Eastern, 2:30 Pacific.
Man,